Welcome to the Ace Run Pro coverage of the DGA Star City Classic, sponsored by Disc Gauntlet. This is a PDGA A-Tier and DGPT Q Series event hosted by the Lincoln Flying Disc Club in Lincoln, Nebraska. Today we're at Roper West Disc Golf Course, the first course in Nebraska. I'm James Felici, one of the tournament directors, joined by my friend and former Nebraskan, Kirby Boehm. Thanks for hanging out today, Kirby.
Cool. Thanks, James. Pleasure to be here.
Get a little aerial footage of Roper West here, looking over hole 17. Roper West has gone through several different incarnations over the years. It started off as 9, expanded to 18, went to 27. A handful of years ago, went back to 18 and a much more stretched out layout. And we're going to have a look at our lead card here for the day. This is Bennett Doemland from Emporia, Kansas. Shooting a good first round at Beal Slough. 6 down, you got to feel good about that. Heading into day 2. Payton Mergen from Urbandale, Iowa. I believe you played with at some point during the tournament, yeah?
Yeah, I played with Payton round 1. He did a great job out there, really talented, young up-and-coming player.
And, of course, Paul Oman. Glad to have Paul in town. Evansville, Indiana. And rounding out the card, from Radford, Virginia, Mr. Ian Burchett. Taking us into hole 1 at Roper West, it was 787-foot par 4. Getting off the tee here, kind of pushing to the right. Got OB with the interstate on the left. Trees to contend with on the right, but should be a pretty scoreable par 3 out the gap. Guy flying the kite, love that. Pretty windy on that drone fly through.
Yeah, the kite was getting its work in.
First up, from Emporia, Kansas, Bennett Doemland.
There's our tournament director, Tony Odom there. Clipping a little something, but still pushing in the right direction.
Yeah, going through that tee shot, clipping those trees is the mistake you'll see a lot of the time on that backhand turnover.
Tied for first place from Urbandale, Iowa, Payton Mergen.
Payton, I played with Payton round 1. He threw this halo-ish looking blue and pink distance driver so well. Round 1 out at Beal.
Ooh, taking the inside line. Okay.
Inside line, indeed.
Hits some stuff, fights through. I mean, taking that more straight line, definitely a way to get some good distance.
Kind of cuts off the angle a little bit better.
And here we have Paul Oman.
It was a pretty good tailwind for round 2 out there at Roper, so able to show the angle, let it push, and get prime position.
Like that from Paul, keeping it a little lower.
Yeah, it's going to go right by the red tee and find that tree.
Yeah.
And rounding out our lead card from Radford, Virginia, Ian Burchett.
Played one tournament with Ian last year, and this guy can rip. Definitely throws further than I do, that's for sure.
So he'll take the wider gap.
Doesn't quite get the height he's looking for, but open look at the basket nonetheless from there.
Yeah, as long as you're on that backhand line, not seeing it fly over towards I-80, you're, I think, pretty happy.
Yeah. Got a little sidewalk coming in on the right near the basket here. That should avoid it.
Mm-hmm. Nice safe play from Paul there, not bringing the sidewalk into play. It's much closer. It's really hard to tell where it is. It's closer than it looks when you're throwing that upshot. That's a great upshot from Ian right there.
Keeping it nice and low, avoiding the wind. Not ideal landing position for Bennett, but see what he can do with it here.
There you go. Show that angle to the wind. Let it push towards the basket. Great
Wow.
shot. Standstill. Really good shot there.
Yeah, very nice control from the standstill.
Say he was probably like 350 out from there? Or?
That sounds about right, yeah. Payton swinging it wide.
And you can see with those approach shots for the players going backhand, just that sidewalk in their brain, wanting to bail out left, just not bring that OB into play at all. Payton's brothers, Toby's on the bag, it looks like.
Yeah. Sneaks it in a little left side. Paul starting off with the birdie.
Good birdie, good putt to start the day. Take it when you can get it out there.
Ooh, unfortunate kick off the basket there.
And I guess no blade of grass saved that one. That one rolled OB.
A little short for me. So Payton's starting with a bogey here.
Yeah, that's tough from where he was off the tee. That's just unfortunate right off the basket.
Bennett grabs his birdie.
Thank you.
And we'll have Ian tapping in for the par. And moving on to hole 2. Hole 2, we're looking at 676, par 4. Gonna want to keep this one left. Got a Mando tree up here on the right. Once again, you got the interstate on the left. Sidewalk OB right. Little ways out there, might not super come into play. It's mainly navigating this ceiling that we're flying under right now, and then a little bit of low ceiling up by the basket, kind of going uphill. Can be a little bit tricky to get under it, but very accessible par 4, I'd say.
Yeah, the low ceiling on the left side as they bail out really comes into play.
That's looking nice from Bennett.
It's pretty prime. That's good positioning from Paul. He'll be able to go up that left side. He ripped that.
Ooh, that is an overstable disc.
Yeah.
Similar to where Paul is.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering if we wouldn't have got all the rain earlier in the week, if we would have seen many rollers on some of these holes out here at West. I feel like this one, the low ceiling, sets up for it well.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the further back you are, even where Payton is, if he has some space, he can go roller from there. The grass might grab it, but it looks like he's going with the forehand here. Just bailing out to that right side where the opening is. Yeah, the grass was really grabby out at both courses this weekend. I think that rain played a big part in it. Line up the flex forehand, it looks like. Yeah. Great shot.
Yeah, you're right about Paul and Ian really landing in a great spot on the left side of the fairway there.
It kind of takes the low ceiling out of the equation, but you can see here Ian going to a knee, trying to navigate it. And that low ceiling really is emphasized because you have to go uphill to get up to the basket, so it really makes you hit your height with some precision.
And chipping up for the par.
That's smart from Payton, not trying to do anything too crazy, just tap in the par.
Just a little high.
Yeah, you can hear Ian mention it a little bit right there. Hole was 1 and 2. Both this card got a tailwind to play with. I think he was expecting that to drop a little bit more. The sounds of I-80.
Indeed. Paul grabs his birdie. Both Paul and Bennett starting out. 2 down here through 2. This will bring us into hole 3 at Rover West.
Hey everybody, Joel Freeman here with Team Infinite, and I've got great news for you. My 2025 discs can be found easily at infinitediscs.com. You've got a variety of different molds with this stamp on it. They look beautiful. Thank you guys so much for all your support.
And we're back to hole 3, 335 par 3. One of the easier holes out here at West. Do have a Mando tree on the right, unless you swing something pretty wide, shouldn't come into play. Sidewalk a little deep right at the basket. Should be a pretty routine birdie for these guys. Once those trees grow in a little bit, it'd be something to contend with.
Yeah, and back to your comment about the grass. The grass on this hole specifically, very grabby with a lot of clover.
Yeah. Wow.
Great shot.
Straight all the way. Love it.
Didn't push the Mando tree at all, just threw it right at it. Great shot there. Paul pushes the Mando tree a little bit more, but great shot again.
Testing it a bit, but clearly knowing exactly what he was doing with that one. A little left for me, and we'll have a putt at it.
Similar miss from Payton, but he should be around 40 feet from over there. Maybe a little bit longer than 40, based on not giving it much of a run.
There's Ian connected. Glad to see that one stick for that little bit of miss on hole 1 for me in there on the board. Speaking of on the board, we have Bennett and Paul moving through these no problem.
Yeah.
Both these guys 3 through 3.
Great start for both of them. Really getting out of the gates hot.
And this will bring us into hole 4, another par 4, 643 feet. Getting around these trees here. Got some slopes to deal with. It's private property to the left. OB, sidewalk OB to the right. And this basket's going to be positioned right between a couple trees here on a slope. That slope can get a little bit tricky as a landing spot, but as long as you approach it with caution on your second shot, you should see these guys navigate this just okay.
Yeah, and we had quite a bit of a headwind for those taking the big hyzer route through that gap. It looks here like Bennett might be going down that inside line.
Definitely getting some more distance with that.
Yeah, it does a good job of cutting it off as long as you can avoid the property line over there. It really does a good job of kind of cutting off some distance for you.
Yeah. There you see the big hyzer route for Paul. That'll be just fine.
That's really all you need on this hole. If you want to push the distance, make your shot in the green easier.
Yeah, it's nice for me and biting off a little bit more.
That's that same overstable driver from hole 2.
That'll do.
That's prime. Yeah, if you come in too hot on that hillside, I saw a lot of discs this weekend come in hot and then just roll towards that sidewalk, add another 10, 15 feet to the putt. Really important to land the disc flat, and that looks wide from Payton. Get a skip.
Hey, there it is.
Great shot.
Yep.
Really good touch from Bennett there into that green.
Surprised to see the forehand there.
Touchy.
But works out just fine. I think that was the Berg from Ian. Throwing that one a lot. And Paul hits that. I was going to mention earlier he's going to have to stretch out around those trees, but pretty tall guy, able to do that.
Yeah, those trees create a little bit of a barrier if you're short or long. Good putt there.
And there's Payton grabbing his first birdie of the day. Happy to get that one, I'm sure. And Bennett taps in to remain 4 for 4, as does Paul. And this will bring us into hole 5, 417 feet. Par 3, low ceiling, somewhat of a tunnel-ish shot as far as Roper West goes. We're going to have OB on the right here, avoiding these trees on the left. Kind of a tricky one, getting one to penetrate that far with the low ceiling, but expect to see these guys have some looks at it.
Yeah, and the green, for as sticky as the grass is on other parts of the course, if you come in on some hyzer, you could get some good skips left close to the basket. You saw that tee pad there. That can sometimes come into play too in terms of pushing the disc further left.
Yeah.
That looks
high from Bennett.
high.
Yeah, even though that's out there to the left, definitely space to work with getting up and down from there.
Yeah, definitely space. Same forehand from hole 1.
A little right from Paul.
Little kiss back to the left.
I just caught that tree to the right. I thought out the hand. That was looking very good.
Yeah, that looked good. That ceiling is just so hard to keep it low for that long of a shot.
It is. It's Payton.
Payton with a nice flip up.
There we go.
Great shot there.
Paul swinging a little wide there. Connecting with the tree. Likely a bogey in play. Nice shot from Bennett.
Yeah, great up shot from Bennett. You can see the space over on that left side. Really opens it up for that forehand. Good little bid from Paul there. Just left on the birdie putt from Payton.
And we'll see some tap-in putts here. Yeah, you really want to see Payton get that one. A couple birdies in a row, get his round rolling here.
Yeah, get things rolling before heading into hole 6.
Bogey from Paul. Takes him to 3 down for the round.
It's your time to hit a fairway once, just one time. Come on.
Oh my goodness.
And here we are at hole 6, 277 feet. Play into an island with an elevated pin. See the basket kind of on the right-hand side of that there. Expect to see these guys stick in the island green, but putt can be a little bit tricky with that elevated pin if you're not close. Doesn't quite like it out of the hand. And it sneaks in. Ian with the Berg.
Yeah, and you can see how grabby that green is. All these guys are probably throwing approach or putters. But yeah, a lot of clover on that green to just stick.
Ooh, this is pretty wide from Payton here. See if it swings back in.
Find its way back. No.
And so that'll be heading to the drop zone on the green.
That looks like better height from Paul. Swing it out wide. That tall grass really doesn't let you come back in if you're coming in short. It'll grab it and prevent it from coming back into the island. Good bid from Payton from the drop zone. Like he was expecting some lift there into the headwind. Bring it back up into the elevated basket.
Oh. Unfortunate little chain out there for Ian. A little bit off the mark. Not happy with that. See if Bennett can connect. And he does with the birdie. Bennett moving to 5 down on the round. That's a pretty good start here today.
Yeah, really good. Grab 5 out of those first 6. He really took advantage of those first 4, grabbing all of them. Get the round started, get the momentum going through as you go into the back half of the course, which tad bit more open relative for Roper West.
And this is hole 7. Another par 4 at 647 feet. Staying to the left of these big trees here. It's out in the open area. Should be a relatively easy par 4 here as long as you stay out of that stuff. Once again, got the sidewalk to the left. Would love to see those trees grow, Kirby. 5 years. In 5 years. Let's talk about hole 7.
Yeah. The big thing on this one is you'll see people get a little bit too aggressive and get into those evergreens on the right if they yank it a little bit, and it's pretty tough over there.
For sure.
Yes, sir.
That is right where you want to be.
That's more than enough. Yeah, once those trees come in on that left side, that'll make make it much more decision-making process with that sidewalk on the left to kind of make you think.
For
There's
sure.
that same overstable driver from Ian. He puts a rip on that.
Nice. Getting our catch cam to turn around like that.
Yeah, that's always a good thing.
I like watching Paul throw. Such a slow and smooth release, man.
Definitely smooth. It looks good and just so under control.
Yeah. The guys on the card like that.
They like that. I couldn't see it, so I took their words for it. They'll find the little tree. Good drive from Payton there. Paul using the height to just avoid any type of skip coming into the green. That'll be a good birdie putt right there.
And looks like Bennett is going to continue to shredding this morning. Or this afternoon, rather.
Looks like that tree, just a little bit of discomfort from Payton.
Yeah.
Just enough to maybe be in his head. Ian likes that disc. He's throwing that one pretty well today.
Yes, yes, he is. Little high left there.
Yeah.
Payton maybe feeling a little nerves on the coverage as we see him take one to the band there. Hopefully see him settle in as the round goes on.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. You don't like to see that.
And Bennett, quick to take another birdie.
Indeed. In for his bogey. So we'll see Ian tap in here for the birdie. Bummer of a spit out there for Paul.
Mm-hmm. Put himself in good position.
And we're moving on to hole 8 here. Another par 4. This one a little shorter at 583. Tricky part about this hole is getting to the green. You can see guys throwing out here about 430 or so, I'd say, to just short of this sidewalk. Then the green comes to kind of like a tight pinch point here with the sidewalk OB on the right, out of bounds on the left on the other side of those trees, just sneaking it into this small little landing area. Probably a good thing the grass is sticky this weekend. In years past, when the ground's been a little bit more dry, you can see discs run in that area, and I'm sure these guys are glad that's not the case today.
Yeah, and the big thing here is just avoid being left. Because even if you don't get the distance off the tee, the angle opens up the further back you are. If you can get up there, great, but if not, you still have a shot in from further back.
For sure. That swings in time.
Wow.
Oh. Here Ian's reaction to that. Now wanting to be in those evergreens there. Paul doesn't seem pleased with that, but I think we'll have a fine look from there, right?
Yeah, it avoids the evergreens. There was a headwind on this hole, so maybe flipped up a couple of the discs more than people thought. Good commitment from Payton.
I think that's probably workable. Maybe a little tighter than he wanted, but
I think that's definitely workable. Depends on how aggressive he wants to be. Similar with Bennett here. Looked like he just jump putting to the corner to open up his shot. Yeah, Looks like he's trying maybe something stable off the path and skip it.
He is.
Into the green.
Oh,
going
high.
above.
He's safe.
Yeah. Like a great shot from Paul. Yeah.
There it is. Joking that he thinks he can make that one. I think so too.
Here's Ian going up top. Chopping a forehand.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I hope that comes out of it. Now the OB line does go back into the weed, so he looks like he's safe. Have to pitch out of there.
All right. Bennett going to take his par on this one. Ooh, friendly little roll there.
Friendly roll on the path from Payton. He'll tap in his par as well.
There we go. Glad Ian was able to stay in bounds on that one.
He looked like he was right on the line.
Yeah,
back there.
That was close.
Did there used to be a fence along that line, or is that only on hole 9 that they have the fence?
There was a fence of sorts at one point, if I remember correctly. I think there might be sections of it standing, but that is something we're just painting these days at the course.
Yeah.
And here we are at hole 9. Bit of a tricky hole here. Getting off the tee. Going to want to land left of this sidewalk here in the fairway. As we move up the fairway, you can see everything to the right of the sidewalk playing OB. The sidewalk connects to the fence there on the left, making it an island green. So anything OB off the tee goes to the first drop zone. Got to make it to the green here on another shot, otherwise you proceed to a second drop zone that's putting down at the basket about 45 feet. We see Paul put out a forehand, and Paul will be heading to that first drop zone.
Yeah, and you really want to be more inside than you think off this tee shot and keep it low because it does open up with that path. I like that line from Bennett because it's coming back left. Wow, pushing it all the way up. Great shot there.
That's great.
That's about ideal.
I think I measured that out about 390 or so to the front of that pad. Can't really ask for a better position than that. That should play just fine for Ian too.
That should play really well. I like that out of Payton too.
Yep.
Coming right. Just with the grass, you're not getting the skip right to kind of create the angle a little bit. Payton did a good job of releasing that on hyzer. It just dug in that grass.
We see Paul from the drop zone.
It's going over the top.
Going up top. Fortunately, Paul landed OB again.
Yeah, you can't really tell where the out of bounds line is up there from all the way back. So you're kind of just hoping as you're walking up.
The basket is tight against that sidewalk OB there. Tough to land it in that little corner, as you can see from Payton there.
Payton will be going to the drop zone.
Ian and Bennett really would that's where you want to be on your tee shot.
Especially with how grabby those trees are in that OB area.
Love the forehand into the green, sticking it.
Great shot from Ian.
Textbook there. So look like Bennett's just playing the red tee here today.
He's got dealer's choice. You could go forehand or backhand.
It should settle. Yeah,
that's the safe miss on that left side.
Yep.
This is a nervy drop zone putt because you have that OB directly behind the basket.
Yeah, if you hit off top and the disc sails, definitely could see some putts going OB on that. Fortunately, neither of those do. As Bennett narrowly misses that birdie. Calling for it to sit down there, as you can see. And a great birdie from Ian.
Playing the hole the way it was designed. Great birdie.
Bennett with the par. Sure, you would have loved a birdie on that after that tee shot, but the way this hole is playing today, you'll take the par on that and be okay with it.
Yeah, stress-free par on this hole, you've got to feel pretty good about.
And that'll round out our front nine here at Roper West at the DGA Star City Classic, sponsored by Disc Gauntlet. Take a look at some scores here. Bennett with 6 down. You gotta like that after 9. That is a good start. Payton with +3, Paul with -2, Ian with 4 down. Quick look at the leaderboard here. Logan Harpool having a great round, shaping up here at Star City as he tends to do. Evan Walker, Jared Christ, Ian Burchett, Aaron Heeb, Trevor Hastert, all in the mix. You guys are scoring here today at Roper West. It's nice to see.
Yeah.
And come back and join us for the back 9 here at Roper West, the second round of Star City. We will move into Beal Slough Disc Golf Course for the final round of the tournament. Be sure to catch that one as well. Thank you for joining us. Thank you to the Lincoln Flying Disc Club, DGA, Disc Gauntlet, everyone who helped prep these courses for the events, all the Lincoln Flying Disc Club members. Thank you, Kirby, for hanging out, and we will see you on the back 9.